Hello guys, and welcome to an episode of Heroes of the Storm. Today we're going to be taking a look at Illidan Stormrage. We're going to talk about how to use his abilities and which talents to choose. Now first let's take a look at his abilities. Illidan has Dive, Sweeping Strike and Evasion. You're going to be wanting to engage with Dive as you jump in from a distance and flip over the enemy. Then you're going to be wanting to use a Sweeping Strike to get out of there, as well as dealing some damage in the progress. Now you gotta remember the Sweeping Strike is a skill shot, so you gotta activate it before use. Now let's say that you're up against Stitches or Diablo, who are both warriors, and warriors really counters Illidan, because Illidan is a melee assassin and he's very squishy. Now what you're going to do is engage with Dive, pop Evasion, which makes him almost 100% invulnerable to attacks for a little bit of time, and then use Sweeping Strike to deal damage as well as getting out of that fight without taking damage. Now let's look at his passive ability, Betrayer's Thirst. Now Betrayer's Thirst has that effect that when you melee attack minions, you regain health, and the cooldown on your abilities go down 1 second for each basic attack. And Illidan is very special in the way that he does not consume rage or mana or energy or whatever you want to call it. All he runs on is cooldown. So Betrayer's Thirst is really awesome. Now let's look at his heroic abilities. We got the Hunt, which is basically what you do is let's say you're in spawn and there's someone in mid lane. You just fly across the map in top speed and dash into the target and stun them for about a second. Now this is very good on huge 3 lanes map, and I like it very much for getting into team fights. You want to be getting in there, stunning some bitches, and then get out with your Sweeping Strike and Evasion. Now his other heroic ability is Metamorphosis, which transforms you into a huge demon, gaining attack and speed and health. You get so much attack speed and so much health that you become so overpowered, and late game you can become almost invulnerable against anybody, because Illidan is so much he's really not in early game. You're so squishy early game, you just don't want to engage anyone early game, you just want to get out. He's very much a late gamer. Now let's look at the talents. First of all, you're going to be wanting to choose a Seasoned Marksman. I'm just gonna read it out for you. For every 6 enemy minion or mercenary kills near your hero, remember this, you don't have to actually engage any minions. You can just stand in a bush beside your buddy who kills enemies, and you will also get these stacks. Now for every 6 enemy, gain 1 basic attack damage. Hero takedown counts as 2 minion kills. So this is very good at the start. You don't want to engage any enemies because you are so squishy. You just want to be getting them stacked so you can do very much damage late game. Now at level 4 you're going to want to be choosing Marked for Death, because as you engage with your dive, your next basic attack becomes 100% more damaging to the hero or minion or whatever. So this is really good for getting in damage. Now number 7, you're going to be wanting to choose Follow Through or First Aid. Now I like to choose Follow Through because I'm very confident with my Illidan plays. This basically means every time you use an ability, your next basic attack does 25% additional damage. This is a good to use with the dive after you choose Marked for Death, because then it does 125% more damage your basic attack. So that is very awesome. But if you're not so confident with your Illidan, just starting out with him, and you feel like you're getting killed all the time, and you're against a lot of warriors, I would definitely recommend choosing First Aid. It's an activate to heal over time. You heal 35% of your maximum health over 6 seconds. So I really recommend this if you're not so secure with your Illidan. Now at number 10, this is where it gets hard for me, because I really love the hunt, but Metamorphosis is so much better. Now what I do is, on small maps like 2-lane maps, I like to choose Metamorphosis, because the hunt is so good to get in team fights with. On a 3-lane map, you want to be getting in them team fights and get some kills, you know, do some damage, and you can only do that as quick as possible. So I really like to choose that on, for example, Sky Temple map or any other 3-lane map, which is basically every other map except for Mines map, you know that, yeah, whatever. But if you really want to be getting that hero damage, I definitely recommend Metamorphosis, because it is so overpowered. But you basically gotta figure this out yourself, what you like the most about these two heroic abilities. Now number 13, you're going to be wanting to use Giant Killer, just get that extra amount of damage into the heroes you're against. Number 16, I like to choose, a lot of people choose Blood for Blood, and that is a very good ability. I enjoy it very much, but I instead use Hunter's Onslaught. Ability seal for 15% of damage dealt. Now it's not only your basic attacks that heals you, because I feel like early game, no, it's not early game, that's level 16. Illidan is just so squishy, so you really want to be getting that health back in every way possible. So my choice would definitely be Hunter's Onslaught. But if you're more secure with Blood for Blood, that's not a bad choice either. You can choose either one, it works just as fine. I just don't like to have to activate things. That's also why I don't choose First Aid, and I choose Follow Through instead here at level 7. But that's totally up to you guys, what you feel most comfortable choosing. Now at level 20, of course you're going to upgrade whatever heroic ability you chose. Nowhere to Hide is the upgrade of the hunts. This basically gives you global hunt range, which means that, let's say you stand in your own spawn, and there's sight on an enemy standing in their own spawn. You can basically just you can fly all the way from your spawn to their spawn in 2 seconds. It will go so fast, and you can just get in them team fights. It is really awesome on huge maps, and you don't want to be wasting time on just riding down there on your mount. So I really like the hunt. Demonic form. This Metamorphosis is really good, but yeah, there is it is timed, so it runs out. But at level 20 you can upgrade to demonic form, which means that you stay permanently in this form, unless when you die you will lose the form. Of course, when you respawn you will have to pop it again, and the cooldown is still there, which sucks. But the demonic form is, that's what I'm talking about. When he's late game, he'll become so overpowered, he will do so much damage, and no one will stand a chance. So I definitely recommend demonic form. Thank you very much, guys. This was my Illidan tutorial and how I like to play my Illidan. As you see, I've acquired the master skin because I've played so much with this guy. I love him. But if you are a new player and you really want to play Illidan, I would definitely recommend trying someone else, because he is a very hard character to play as the first. He was the first character I bought, and I feel very stupid because I had no training. I died and I lost all the time. So I definitely recommend buying someone else to start with, to get yourself a little bit better at the game before you dive into the very hard characters to choose. Okay, but again, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Leave a comment if it helped you out. I really would like to know. and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.